Good Sunday morning, Facebook and YouTube. How you doing? This is Kendrick. I am your host, TFG Sports Media and Kendrick Sports Hustle. Good Sunday morning to you. We are doing a live real quick. We're going to talk about the college football playoff selections show has just, well, it's actually still going on, but the committee has made their choices, and there's going to be some unhappy people in Tallahassee, Florida. But we're going to get started about it. Make sure you come in, like, comment, subscribe to the channels. That's TFG Sports Media and Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SPORTZ, HUSTLE on YouTube. And make sure you like and follow TFG Sports Media and Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this thing. And I got somebody that's very qualified, my brother from another mother. You know him as the hardest working man in show business. I'm bringing on KOTV sports director out of the ABC affiliate in Tyler, Texas. I'm going to bring him in, Michael, my brother. I'm going to bring him in. And there he is, the man with the plan, my brother, Michael Coleman, KOTV sports director out of Tyler, Texas. How you doing this morning, Mike?
Good morning, Roland. What's happening, man?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Good. Oh, man, you, yes, sir. You sound great. What is that? You got you a new mic?
Yeah, you know what?
What is it, man?
Our friend Phil gave me one of these. He said, "You know how Phil is, hey man, try
Yes,
this."
right.
And it's been working. Yeah, I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot.
It sounds really good. You're gonna make me pull out mine now.
Well, hey, I'm trying to catch up with you, man.
Yours working.
I'm trying to catch up with you. So
man,
yeah,
this sounds really good.
Thanks.
No, you good. Hey, Mike, let's go ahead and jump it. Let's go ahead and jump into this thing, man. The top six was just revealed less than 5 minutes ago. I got it here in the ticker. Florida State, and I said this on the post. I said the one team that's probably going, I'm gonna edit this. I basically said they're gonna get it with no Vaseline. I said it probably would be Florida State, and it exactly is what happened. Mike, your thoughts on the committee and their top four, the final four picks? What's your thoughts?
I think they got it right, and as you said, a lot of folks gonna be upset. I mean, Texas had to get in the way they played yesterday. I thought they should have got in. Alabama, you couldn't keep Georgia and Alabama out of it both, and Alabama, the way they won, they deserve it. And when you think about it, you kind of got two SEC teams anyway, because Texas, they don't play in the Big 12 no more. That was their last game yesterday in the Big 12, I think they got it
right. That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for Texas, what a way to be introduced to the SEC than coming off a CFP shot of the year before you go in. So what next August comes around, or when those early polls come out, depending on what they do, they'll be a top 10 just by the virtue of leaving the Big 12 as a champ and going to the SEC. I think they got it right. Florida State, I'm not sure even if they'd had their quarterback and had a more flashier win last night, that might have got them in. I mean, they're down to their third string quarterback, and TCU ruined it for everybody. If there's any doubt about a team based off like what Florida State did, say, you know what, we let TCU in and they bombed, and they're not looking for that, and they were criticized heavily for that. So they got it right. They got. I think Alabama deserves to be there. If you're going to beat a team that hadn't lost in 2 years almost, or whatever the numbers are, but the team that beat you,
over 700 days.
Yeah, the team that beat you just came on strong.
Right.
I mean, I do tip my hat to Nick Saban, because after that Texas game, even the following week, he still didn't have his starting quarterback settled yet. And finally, Milroe, he just said, he's the guy. He's the guy. And he beat teams in the SEC with a quarterback that was in question. He put a lot of trust in that quarterback, and it paid off. And so I think this works. When they expand to 12 next year, it'll be a different kind of argument for the lower tier teams. But for now, the top four, they got it right this year.
Right. Charles Moore says FSU deserves to be in the top 4. Hey, again, somebody was going to get left out, and I said it. I said this last night. I said that was going to be the team that's going to be left out. I already said the committee wasn't going to leave.
Yeah.
They weren't going to leave the SEC champion out. I just knew that. I knew that was not going to happen.
No,
Is it fair? Me personally, I agree with a lot with Booger McFarland. I don't know if you were watching my ESPN, but I agree with Booger McFarland. I think it's unfair to Florida State. I think. I think what the committee is saying is, I think they're saying you got to win. And you said it too, and I get it. You got to, if you win, you got to win with style points. If you're missing your best player. Yeah. Is that fair though? I don't know if that's fair or not.
It's not. There's nothing fair about college football. There's nothing fair about it. Even in the NFL, the overtime rule is not fair. But that's somebody said, if you want fair, go to the carnival and ride the Ferris wheel, get your box of popcorn. It's not going to be. Right. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Texas fans travel tremendously. We know about Alabama. We're going to find out about Washington fans. I don't know how they travel. I don't know what they about. I don't know what they about. Because a lot of it's about selling those tickets. And but if Flo State had their first string quarterback and they blew out Louisville, I thought Louisville was going to win yesterday. Which it was. Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I thought they were going to win yesterday because I thought that'd be the way for Florida State not to get included, for them to get beat. And I think Louisville's up to the task because they're down to the third string quarterback. And when the score was 3-0 for a long time, I said, upset in the making. But they came out of the slumber, Florida State did, and took care and did what they had to do. But it just wasn't enough. And and like I said, it ain't gonna never be fair. It ain't gonna never. When TCU got in, somebody got blocked last year.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. So Mike, let me ask you, what was your prediction? What was your Final Four before the summer? What did you? Who did you have?
I just put it together. I sent to somebody. Let me see. I had
Make sure you like and comment, share this too. Go ahead, Mike.
I had Michigan, Texas, Washington, Alabama.
Okay. So you had Michigan at the 2 spot, or you didn't have them in?
No, I had Michigan at 1.
What? You had Michigan at 1. You had Texas
Michigan
at 2.
But I had at 2 because they beat the SEC champ, and then I had Washington, and then I had Alabama.
Okay. Well, all right. You was pretty close. I mean, you definitely called the Alabama. And my prediction, I had Michigan at 1 because of them beating Ohio State, and I knew they were going to be Iowa. I said, well, that was going to move them up after Georgia lost to the 1 spot. I just figured Michigan was going to be number 1. I had Washington at 2. I had I had Florida State at 3, moving up.
You did? Okay.
I had the outside looking in. But obviously I was wrong on that. But looking at what the committee did, I kind of see what they did there. But again, obviously Georgia, I knew they were going to drop out. They were going to have a shot to get in. But I just saw Florida State again. They was going to get screwed no matter what. Even if they would have had their starting quarterback, Mike, I think they were going to get screwed either way.
You might be right. Yeah. See, and they have been stronger with. Yes, they have been stronger with their starting quarterback. But to your point, it's the ACC.
And they had a winning record against the SEC. Believe it or not.
Yeah, they did. They did. So is anymore? It's not just about the strength of schedule anymore. That don't even count no more. It seems like. I mean, they don't do that out the window. So
pretty much.
I think part of it is about fan base following, impressive wins. I mean, I think Alabama's or the best game Texas played because Texas lost to Oklahoma. And then but they beat Alabama, and so. And I think the politicking behind the scenes. I mean, Texas, big time blue blood school.
Yeah.
They're going to a new high profile SEC conference, and the money makers, the people that put money into that, because that's understand, these donors, these deep pocket guys all have a say in it too. You know, they got their own little under the table backdoor deals going on when they're playing poker or something. You know, among the elite of these cats with deep pockets. It's like, I'm telling you, Jose, if my guys, you need to get them in. So, you know, it's kind of like they don't. I know they don't sequester the people who vote, but maybe they should, just like they do a jury. You know, keep them from being influenced. But there's some influence there. They get influenced. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. We'll be a 30
no doubt.
down the way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And for those that don't know, thanks for dropping in. This is TFG Sports Media. Make sure you like, comment, share this to your social media platforms. The committee is made up of 13 members. Most of them are connected to college football, a couple of athletic directors, and all that. It's a 13-member group. As far as the criteria they use to select the Final Four, this is some of the things that they consider. It's not necessarily what they base it on, but this is what they consider. They consider the conference championships, the strength of schedule, the head-to-head results against common opponents, and head-to-head matchups. And also they consider if a team is without one of their premier players, which I think is one of the most dumbest pieces of criteria to have when you're selecting a team for the Final Four. But for those that don't know, that's how this Final Fours committee is set up, and that's what they look at. And here we are today. So if you don't know, college football Final Four, we got Michigan at the 1 seed, we got Washington at the 2 seed, Texas at the 3 seed, Alabama at the 4 seed. We got the 13-0 in conference champion Power 5, Florida State, left out at number 5, and Georgia at number 6. Now the semifinal games are going to be played on January 1st. That's the Rose Bowl. Rose Bowl is in Pasadena, California. Sugar Bowl is in New Orleans, and the title game will be January the 8th at NRG Stadium in H-Town in Houston, Texas. So the national title game will be in Texas this season. So again, the 1 seed will play the 4 seed. The 2 seed will play the 3 seed. So Mike, what you think about those matchups? We got number 1 Michigan playing Alabama. We got Washington and Texas. What do you see between those 2 semifinal games?
Well, that's going to be a good one.
And we got time to think about it. I know we just got this like 30 minutes ago, so we ain't really had time to think about it.
I think Texas is on a roll. I just do. Like I said, I'm not a Texas fan per se, but I just think they're physical, they're amped. They got playmakers, and of course, in Washington they got playmakers too. The Jalen Polk is a kid from Lufkin, who's a standout.
Oh,
he's an Earl Campbell Tyler Rose. Yeah, he's an Earl Campbell Tyler Rose semifinalist. And he had a whale of a catch, as coaches say, a whale of a catch Friday night against Oregon. I just think the Texas defense is going to cause havoc for Washington. I really do. And I got to give it to Quinn Ewers. I wasn't that high on him, but he's really matured and come along a long way with his weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, he can throw that ball. He can throw that ball. And so and I think that Alabama-Michigan game. I think I'm going to go with Michigan. I'm going to go with Michigan because all what they've gone through, all the distraction that could have prevented them from doing what they did to get to where they are. This is just another blip on the road for them. It's like, they played twice without their head coach on the sidelines, which I'm not really sure how much of a difference that makes, but they hype it up enough to make a difference. I mean, I think they'll win more on the mental side because of what they've gone through, Michigan, because of what they've gone through, I think, and what they did to Iowa was no surprise at all, because Iowa
that wasn't
Iowa can't score no points, which they didn't at all last night.
It was right. I think nobody was shocked at that at all. I just glanced at that, but yeah.
So I think we're going to see a Michigan and Texas showdown, the national championship.
Okay. I think Washington with that quarterback, which I think he's probably going to win the Heisman. Mike Penix Jr., I believe is his name. He's out of Florida.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a track meet. I think both those teams offensively can score points. Now, the big thing that Texas is worried about, well, he's going to have time, that injury to Xavier Worthy.
Right. Yep.
That happened. I don't know how serious that is. Have you saw any word on that, Mike, on that injury to Xavier Worthy?
No, they're going to be tight-lipped about that for a while. Because I haven't seen anything yet.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I figured they would. Yeah. But I think both those teams it's going to be a track meet for us. Oh, Miss Tori Williams. Sorry, Miss Tori. Thanks for dropping in. For peeping in. Always supporting. I think that's going to be a track meet. I think you're right. I think Texas is in a rhythm right now, and I see them beating Washington. As far as this Michigan-Alabama game, I think Alabama's in a rhythm. That Milroe kid, he's balling. The funny thing, he's balling. The funny thing is, we wouldn't have been in this pickle if Auburn would have took care of business that Iron game.
That was a heck of a game.
I don't think the committee wouldn't even have to scratch their head. That was a heck of a game. Auburn, if they would have took care of business, we wouldn't be talking about Alabama messing this thing up after them beating Georgia. But so again, I'm taking Alabama over Michigan, and I think we're going to see an Alabama-Texas rematch in the national title game. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah,
it was just brought to my attention that I told you about the Polk kid.
Yeah.
Who, with the Lufkin, and I was told there's a kid named Thompson. He's a defensive back, I think for Texas, I believe. So I think they were teammates together in Lufkin High School 4 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I got a text message from that.
Oh, okay, cool. So there you have it, man. The college football playoffs are set. They're going to also be announcing the New Year's 6, the games. They're doing that as well. We'll talk about that later. We got much time, but we're going to get off of here real quick. But we're going to run through 2 games on the NFL. Then I'm going to let Mike, we're going to get off. We're going to watch a little NFL. We got to talk about the NFC championship game rematch real quick. We got the Eagles and the Niners, the late game, 3:25 game. Mike, what you see happening with this NFC rematch between these 2 NFC teams?
Man, I think San Francisco's going to get them today. I think they're going to get Philly today.
I agree. I mean, so too.
Philly's had a heck of a stretch.
Why do you think so?
Well, they beat Kansas City on a Monday, come back and do overtime to beat Buffalo. And I just think they're just they got to be spent by now. I mean, I know they're in tip-top shape and all that kind of stuff, but San Francisco is getting Philly at the right time in that respect. Now it's right. I think the Dallas Cowboys on the outside looking in. Now, if Philly were to beat San Francisco, then maybe the fatigue and all that comes into play when they play Philly next week, and Philly loses to Dallas. But I just think San Francisco, they've got the weapons, and I don't think Philly can come from 14 down to San Francisco. I don't know. I don't think they can do that. If they fall in double digits, I mean, I think they can be 10 down and come from behind, but I don't think they can be 2 touchdowns down and come from behind. I just don't think they can do that. But if they are, and then come back and beat Cowboys next week, we might not need to have a Super Bowl. Just give them the trophy. You know what I'm saying? Now I want to go to Vegas.
just had it to me. Right, I know that. I know that's right. I was gonna say you don't want to miss out on that trip to Vegas. Come on now.
Right.
Wait, let's not hand it out. Yeah,
I got San Francisco. I got San Francisco in this game today.
And I agree with you. I'm picking the Niners, and for this reason, I think the Eagles' defense. And I looked up some numbers. Their defense is 29th versus the pass, which is that's not good. They got some injuries on that back end that they're not going to have. Offensively, they're not going to have tight end Dallas Goedert. I did read that he's probably not going to play today. And again, Eagles D has given up 23 passing touchdowns. That's the second most in the NFL. So, as we know, the Niners, they got some offensive weapons over there. Brock Purdy, I think, has got over that. He had that little, that little 3-game bad stretch there where he was throwing interceptions, all willy-nilly. But I think the Niners are healthy now. And I just think that they coming into Philly, with a chip on their shoulder. Again, no diss to Philly, but they've won some squeakers. Let's be honest. Philly hasn't really. I hadn't really seen them dominate a team. They haven't dominated the team. Not saying that is not a criteria for you to. Go ahead, Mike.
Wasn't this their record a year ago?
I think it was, wasn't it?
They lost to the Colts. They lost to the Colts.
I think it was.
Record. That's the same record they had a year ago. But you know what though? I can't take anything away from Jalen Hurts. You talk about who's just smooth. Everything he does is smooth, man. I mean, his press conferences. He don't get up. He don't get down. He's just steady, and the way he plays his game. I think his knee's better now too. You know. I mean, for instance, the way they won that game last week. You know, just up the middle, that touchdown. They would. I mean, it's like that and that shove is their bread and butter. And why Buffalo wasn't paying attention, you know, it's beyond me. But no, I think they'll take a breather today and get back on track and get refocused. No, well, I say refocused. They're not unfocused. They're not unfocused at all.
Right.
And you know, even Shanahan was surprised that they were 3.5-point favorites on the road. He says that's crazy. So I thought the game was. I thought the game was in San Fran.
Me personally,
I thought the game was in San Fran. That was my big thing. But it's in Philly. I'm like, well, shoot, well, maybe.
Okay.
So I'll make San Fran a 1.5 favorite. I don't even gamble. I don't even understand half the stuff they say when they do that. I'm learning.
Me too.
I'm gonna go a 1.5 favorite over the Eagles.
Yeah, and I'm going with the Niners too. Again, I'm like you, Mike. I'm not a big gambler. I don't really talk all that gambling talk. I just like who I think is going to win behind me. And I think the Niners. I think this game is definitely probably a 6 points, margin of victory. I think.
Well, I tell you what.
I think 2 field goals, but I think the Niners will get it. So we'll see what happens with that. Now let's speak on the game tonight, Mike. I definitely want. Then we're gonna get out of here. The Chiefs at the Packers is the Sunday night game tonight, and I read that will be the first appearance of Mr. Patrick Mahomes at Lambeau Field since he's been in the league. Did not know that, but that is the Sunday night game. Obviously, my Packers, they ain't got nothing to lose, but they still in the hunt for a wild card, berth in the NFC. I think the Chiefs. I think the pressure is on them tonight. What's your
Well, it is. The pressure is on KC, and this is only the second time the Packers and Chiefs have played since Mahomes has been on the roster. And the first time he was hurt, he didn't play, and neither did Aaron Rodgers.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I think
Jordan Love started.
Yeah.
Jordan Love. That was his first NFL start. Yeah, you're right.
The game. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with my Chiefs. And for those of you who don't know, this was the very first Super Bowl ever played. Chiefs and Packers. They wasn't called Super Bowl yet, it was called the NFL Championship. But no, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Kansas City, because they're Kansas City, and they've got some things. They got some wrinkles they need to straighten out, and maybe they do it today in Lambeau Field. What's the weather like today?
You know what? I did not check, but I think it's going to be cold.
Okay. I was wondering if the weather would be an effect.
It is December, and it is Wisconsin, so it's probably going to be cold. I mean, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be any snow or anything like that, but I think it's going to be cold.
Okay. No, I got Kansas City. I got Kansas City.
Got them by 4. Now, here's the thing, too, Mike. The Packers have a lot of injuries in the secondary. I looked up the injury report. Obviously, running back Aaron Jones is out, offensively. But defensively, Eric Stokes is doubtful. Cornerback, safety Darnell Savage is questionable. Cornerback Jair Alexander is questionable. Linebacker Devondre Campbell is questionable. Most likely they will play, but they're going to be playing hurt. I think the Chiefs are probably going to try to go at the secondary. But I hope the Chiefs receivers keep dropping them like they've been dropping them the last couple of weeks. Hopefully that trend continues. So we're going to see. But I picked my Packers in an upset. I'm just throwing it to the wall to see if it sticks. And I think, deep down, I really don't think they probably win this, but I think they got a shot. I really do. Chiefs defense concerns me because their defense has been playing out, lights out. You can't say anything, bad about the defense. So,
well, this is, I picked the Packers when they beat the Lions, and I think the key to Kansas City, you talked about that secondary, is just let them know you can go deep anytime you want. Right. And that's going to be a test for them to see how you're going to play our DBs. But you know what? Anymore, these referees are having a hand in what's going on in these games, and I don't like it. It's like when Seattle and Dallas played, and the Seahawks had like 5 penalties on one drive. I'm like, let them play. So hopefully the referees aren't going to be a part of the equation today. Right. So, but at Kansas City.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Mike, I just got a weather update. My bad. That's why I'm not a meteorologist, because I'll be giving out wrong damn weather reports. I have people wearing shorts when they need to be in damn parkas. Well, it's 34 degrees in Green Bay, and they are under a winter weather advisory up until 3 o'clock today. So they're expecting flurries in Green Bay and Lambeau sometime.
And if it's 30
tonight, it's probably going to be.
You about to say what I was going to say. If it's 34 today, it'll be 25 tonight.
Right. So the weather's going to be somewhat affected, but let's be honest, the Chiefs are used to playing. I mean, come on, let's get real. Kansas City
it gets cold in Kansas City. It gets cold in Kansas City. Ain't no doubt about that.
So ain't no doubt about that. So we'll see what happens. So again, I want to thank people for joining. Charles, Toria, thanks for dropping in. Mike, as always, brother, thank you for dropping in. Wanted to get your take on this college football playoff.
All right, man.
We're gonna check you out on the flip side. You enjoy the rest of your NFL Sunday.
Okay, my man. You too.
On the flip. All right, brother. Peace out.
All right,
all right, guys. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. We went 30 minutes. I wasn't trying to go too long. Miss Toria, again, thanks for joining me. You said hubby said he is going with your team, Kenny. Tell the hubby he's a good man. I appreciate that. And I hope you all are doing okay and having a great Sunday. So again, this was a special cut-in reel. I want to come here and talk about the college football playoffs selection show. If you don't know, they did announce that. It was announced. It was revealed. The top 4 teams will be Michigan at 1. We got Washington at 2. We got the Texas Longhorns at 3. And we got the Alabama Crimson Tide at 4. And we got the undefeated and the ACC champion Florida State at 13-0 at 5. Looking in, I said they will probably get holes, and they did. And number 6, we got Georgia at 12-1. So that is your college football playoff seedings, and they're going to be announcing the rest of the bowl games and all that good stuff. That's going to be coming up within the next month. So again, Charles, thanks for popping in. Ms. Toria, as always, thank you. Appreciate you dropping in and supporting. Make sure you like this broadcast, share it, subscribe to the channels if you haven't already done so, to your social media platforms. Make sure you like and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook. Like and follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook. Also, you can follow me on TikTok now. I'm Kendrick Henderson 51. You also can follow me on Instagram at KDrick1969. And you can follow me on my personal Facebook page. That is Kendrick Roline Henderson, where I'm going to be popping up and do a little bit more live there as well. So again, Miss Toria said her husband likes the underdog. That's all right. Sounds good to me. So again, I am Kendrick the Sports Guy. You guys enjoy the rest of your football Sunday. We will see you on the other side and on the next live and on the next report. I am out. Peace.